In this problem, we're looking at a guy who's texting and driving. He's traveling at 75 miles per hour, and he looks down at his phone for 4 seconds. By the way, it's kind of a long time. Let's take a look how long 4 seconds is. All right, here, start. 1. That's 4 seconds right there. Actually, that's kind of a long time to be staring at your phone. Let's do it one more time. Let's see. Okay, 4 seconds. I think the person in front of you could easily slam on their brakes in 4 seconds. That's a long time, so don't do that. All right, well, we want to know how far the car travels in those 4 seconds. So let's set up a table. Duh, what'd you expect? We're going to go 75 miles to 1 hour. Within 4 seconds. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll whittle this down to what, 75 miles in 1 hour. Let's work this down to seconds. So if we want to turn 1 hour into minutes, that's 60 minutes. So 75 miles in 60 minutes. And turn that into seconds. Well, 60 times 60. So it'd be 75 miles. And 60 times 60 is 3,600 seconds. Right. So if I want to scale this down to just 1 second, I have to divide by 3,600. So I'm going to divide by 3,600 on the other side, and we get 75 over 3,600 miles. Which, I mean, we can work that out. Let's see. Let's go 75 ABC. Oops. 3,600. That reduces to 1 over 48. So that's 1/48 of a mile in 1 second. So for 4 seconds, that would be times 4 to get to 4 seconds. So times 4, well, 1/48, that's 1 piece of 1/48 size. We're going to multiply it times 4, so that's going to be 4 pieces of 1/48. And we could reduce that fraction too. So 4, ABC, oops, 48. Reduces to 1/12. So that's 1/12 of a mile in 4 seconds. So let's see. That's the wrong one. Here we go. We want to know how many feet the car travels. So 1/12 of a mile. I forgot how many feet that is. Let's see. Well, the easiest way to go about this is I've got miles. Probably would have helped if I'd have changed this into feet originally. But let's see. If it were 75 miles and I wanted to change it into feet, I would multiply by 5,280 feet for every mile. So we take the number of miles and we'll multiply by 5,280. So let's see. Times 5,280, and that's feet per mile. So we're not changing the distance, we're just going to change this into feet. Just like up here we changed 1 hour into 60 minutes, we didn't change the amount of time, we just changed the measurement. So let's see, 1/12 times 5,280 would be 5,280 twelfths of a foot. That's in 4 seconds. So let's see what that reduces to. 5,280 ABC 12, 440. That's 440 feet in 4 seconds. See, that's 440 feet. Well, a football field, that's 100 yards. That's 300 feet. So this is like So it's almost a football field and a half in 4 seconds. A lot can happen in those 4 seconds at 75 miles per hour. Let's just review our process here. We wanted to, basically, we're setting up a table here. It's 75 miles per hour. And I suppose if we'd been thinking about it, we probably should have changed 75 miles into feet first, right, by multiplying by 5,280 feet per mile. But we didn't, but whatever. And then, so we just replaced 1 hour with 60 minutes. We didn't change the amount of time. We just changed what it was measured in. And then we replaced 60 minutes with 3,600 seconds. Again, not changing the time. We're just changing the amount. Right? Now here, we did change. We scaled down by 3,600 to 1 second by dividing by 3,600. So we had to divide by 3,600 on the other side. And when we do that, we just write it as a fraction, 75 over 3,600, which we reduced to 1 over 48. And that's in 1 second. And then we scaled back up to get 4 seconds. So we had 4 seconds here. And we went from, see, 148, well, times 4 is now 4 48ths. And then we just reduced that fraction to 1/12. So we go 1/12 of a mile in 4 seconds. But then we realized we wanted to have feet, and there's 5,280 feet per mile. So we just take the number of miles and multiply by 5,280. And we do that. Remember, it's just 1/12. The numerator tells us how many pieces we have. The denominator tells us what the size is. When we multiply, we don't change the size of the piece. That stays as 12ths. But we do change the number of pieces. We went from 1 to 5,280. So we have 5,280 twelfths of a foot in 4 seconds. And then we just use the calculator to reduce that fraction. It turns out to be an even 440 feet in 4 seconds. Which, again, that's a long distance. So don't text and drive.